Hollywood, 2025 fiction. Outlander star Sam Heughan recently made headlines when he revealed his deep concerns about a new scene in the ongoing film, where his character is involved in a sexual assault situation. Despite the fact that it was only for the film, Sam insisted, "There is nothing easy or normal about performing a scene like that." In an interview with Cinematic Depths magazine, Heughan shared that he had sleepless nights preparing for the role. He said, "We always talk about protecting female actors, and that's absolutely true. But when it comes to a role that requires me to cross a moral line, I felt like I needed psychological support so that I didn't lose myself in the character." Heughan, known for his Scottish gentlemanly image, was not shy about admitting that he asked the director to adjust or even remove the scene. But after much discussion, the crew decided to keep the scene, on the condition that it be done in a way that was completely respectful of the viewers and participants. The scene was advised by psychologists and intimacy coordinators, an increasingly common position in Hollywood that ensures the safety of actors in sensitive scenes. "I didn't want to portray it as a sensational scene. I wanted to expose the dark truth, something that many people in real life have gone through and are going through, in a painful but necessary way," Sam emphasized. Many viewers expressed their support, praising the actor's sincerity and courage in daring to talk about the dark side of the process of transforming into a role. On social media, his fans used the hashtag #SupportSam to spread the message of empathy and the need for mental health in the film industry. Heughan concludes the interview with a thought-provoking quote. "Sometimes being an actor isn't just about acting, it's about enduring the truth, living it, and hoping the audience will see the pain so no one else has to go through it." Part 2. The pain that needs to be shown, when Sam Heughan crosses the lines of acting. Despite completing the challenging scene a few weeks ago, Sam Heughan has yet to completely shake off the haunting shadow of the role. Behind the scenes, he is often pensive and quiet, a marked change from his usual bubbly demeanor. A member of the crew, who requested anonymity, shared, "Sam is not a set it and forget it type of actor. He carries the character home, into his sleep, and sometimes even into his eyes every day. That scene left a mark on him, not because it was too difficult to act, but because it was too real." The film's director, French director Clarice Moreau, known for her brutally realistic films, said, "I knew exactly what I was asking for. But that's why I also prepared everything necessary so that Sam and her female co-star felt absolutely safe. For me, that scene was not just a cinematic moment, it was a statement about social truth, about the victim, and also about the perpetrator, who often doesn't realize who they have become." Clarice also affirmed that the film did not exploit that scene for the purpose of shock or sensation, but placed it in the complex psychological context of the character, a man corrupted by power and inner torment. And it was Sam who proactively suggested adding dialogue showing a terrifying timidity before the act happened, to portray an even more heartbreaking reality. The attack sometimes comes not from anger, but from the weakness, fear and distortion in the perpetrator's thinking. How did fans react? When the scene was leaked, social media went into an uproar. Some people were concerned that Sam was risking his image with a role that was too risky. However, a strong wave of support quickly formed. "It's admirable that a famous actor dares to step out of his comfort zone to play a controversial scene, not to glorify evil but to expose it," wrote the account at Claire the Critic on X, old Twitter. Some people even compared Sam's role this time to the iconic transformations of Michael Fassbender in Shame or Joaquin Phoenix in Joker. Roles that made the audience shiver, but couldn't take their eyes off. What about Sam himself? Is he okay? In a behind-the-scenes chat, Heughan admitted that he sought therapy to keep his balance. "I'm not ashamed to say that I needed to talk to someone. Working on scenes like this is not just psychological. It challenges your belief in yourself, in humanity. I wanted to make sure I still had a moral compass." When asked if he ever regretted taking the role, Sam simply smiled. "I didn't do it for the fame. I did it because I believe that movies can still be a place where people face the truth, even the most painful truths. Part 3. The shocking moment and the moment Sam stands in the storm. Prussian night, no longer applause. The premiere at the Tribeca Film Festival ended in a dead silence. Not a single clap in the middle, not the usual whistles and cheers. When the words "the end" appeared, the audience just sat there, silent, motionless, as if they had just walked away from a slap in the face. And then, the whole room stood up, a round of applause that lasted nearly 7 minutes. Not because of the special effects, not because of the soundtrack, but because of the raw emotion that made people's hearts tremble. In the film, the attack scene was not beautifully edited, there was no background music, no romantic transitions to distract. There's just dim lighting, heavy breathing, and the woman's sobs. And Sam's character, standing there, trembling, conflicted, letting his dark instincts take over. No glory, no romantic moment of repentance. Just reality. I've never seen a scene that gave me goosebumps and made me unable to look away. Not because it was sexy, but because it was so real. So painful, said The Guardian critic Lydia Carter. Controversy is inevitable. Although most critics praised the film as a brave work that breaks the hypocritical mold of mainstream cinema, some advocacy groups have spoken out against it. WRAP, Women Resisting Abuse Portraits, believes that the film may have a negative impact on victims of sexual violence. We understand the intention, but not all audiences are ready to face old wounds that are reopened by scenes that are too realistic. In response, director Clarice Moreau affirmed at the press conference, "We did not make the film to feel good. We made the film to say what no one dared to say, that many attackers are not monsters in the dark, but people think it can't be done." Sam appears, the tears until when to say. At the press conference after the premiere, Sam Heughan could not hide his emotions. He appeared with red eyes, no longer hiding, no longer acting. "I apologize to anyone who was hurt by the scene, even though it was not directed at anyone. I understand that there is pain that should not be reenacted. But I also believe that if we ignore it, it will always be there, silently spreading." When asked if he would do it again, Heughan just looked down, sighed and said, "I don't know. I don't think I will ever be okay after that scene. But I wonder, if I don't do it, who will? Who will show that the villain has a human face? Movies aren't always a dreamland. Sometimes it has to be a mirror, even if it's cracked and heartbreaking." Conclusion. When art is a weapon to awaken us. Although the film was controversial, it cannot be denied that this role marked a major turning point in Sam Heughan's career. No longer the charming Jamie of Outlander, he is now a true artist, daring to step into the dark side of the human soul to light up an uncomfortable but necessary question. Are we facing the truth, or just avoiding it with kind faces?